Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Fridays in Focus. I'm your host, Jim Amaro, and as we can see, coming in from the northeast at approximately 45 miles an hour, this week we've got Dumb History of the World. We've actually got a reporter on scene. Over to you, Zach.
Yes, hi, Jim. We are standing here in the lovely, lovely weather. Just kidding, it's awful here. As you can see clearly all around me, there's a storm coming in, and, you know, why are we doing this? Why? This was dumb. This was a dumb idea.
You know, Zach, that's a very good question, considering we're sitting in the exact same room right now. This is awkward.
Kill the fan. Yeah. This was a really dumb idea. Yeah. Whose idea was this?
Jordan, cue the music. All right, welcome back, guys.
Hello.
Here we have Zach Dempsey once again for another Dumb History of the World Part 2.
Woo!
Because let me tell you what, there are no shortage of articles of interesting points in history.
They're really, it's honestly astonishing how many things we can find.
Yes.
When we put our minds to it,
True.
We're not going to talk about that.
But, moving on. Our first article is about the, famous Titanic. Because
the RMS Titanic.
Why start out with anything else, am I right?
Yeah.
It's like,
you know, it's
History
a Friday.
101. I'll never let go. No, I'm joking. We're not talking about the Leonardo DiCaprio.
There was enough room on the raft.
There was. Just throwing that out there. Fridays in Focus does support that theory. You can quote me on that. All right, but anyway, here's our first article. Zach, so that is a very interesting story. I mean, I've heard everything from the captain, just didn't care, to the bulkheads, because the Titanic used a compartmentalized method, so that if one compartment was broken, they sealed the bulkheads, and it filled up, and they were good. And I've heard the bulkheads weren't built the whole way to the ceiling, which is why it sunk, but not this.
There's also a really complicated theory that I've heard, where the whole thing freaking cracked in half, and just kind of,
But
as physics work. But that's just me.
Well, yes, but obviously the reason it crashed is hitting the iceberg, forgetting the locker key to the binoculars. First of all, I don't understand why the binoculars have to be locked away in a specific case, because when I read this article, I'm picturing you know how we got fire extinguishers on the wall? Well, it's like that, but binoculars.
In case of emergency, break glass.
Yeah.
And he just
didn't have the oomph behind it,
Just got little baby arms.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, I mean, I feel like above all else, if you are on the lookout, the one thing that you need to have, possibly a pair of binoculars.
Yeah, maybe.
Why didn't he have that before he started his shift?
Yeah, or why are they not maybe in a little, I don't know, basket or something, in the lookout? Why is it a separate place? And
why is it a locker? Like, who's going to steal binoculars?
Or more importantly, they only have one key. I mean, come on, guys.
Most lockers only have one key.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in my opinion at least, I think there should be like the one key and then the master key.
Why wasn't it a combination lock?
True, exactly.
Did they have combination locks?
I don't know.
Good question.
Twisty things. I don't know.
It's the locker.
But no, it's a very interesting new look at why it went down. I mean, in the overall scheme of things, it's quite a interesting new moment.
In the article, it also did say that as they were leaving the ship, said person who had key watched them sail off.
Yes.
As he had the key in his pocket.
Why he did it,
Say something.
Here you go, guys.
Pulled a Peter Parker from Spider-Man. Wait.
Yeah.
And then get hit by the Titanic bus door.
Just pulls it out of his pocket. All right, Jeff, catch.
And then it drops into the ocean. And they're all doomed anyway. So it's it's good.
Okay, guys. So back again. Here is our.
Hold on. I'm good. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes.
What?
I'm getting a message from our off-camera team. They did in fact have combination locks back in 1878.
So why not use one? I mean,
they invented in 1878. So, just saying.
You done goof? You done goof?
You done diddly goof.
Shout out to our off-camera team, Bryce Cornell and Jordan Pennington. But anyway, our second article is about Australia losing to emus. And if you've never seen an emu, that's what one looks like. It's an emu.
Somewhere here. In this general area, there will be an
emu. Probably somewhere around this area.
Yeah, the in-between.
Thanks for that, Jordan.
Look at that emu.
It's gorgeous emu. All right, but here's a story about some emus. Australians lose to emus. In 1932, Australian farmers had a problem. A gigantic flock of birds had migrated into their land and were obliterating their wheat crops. And this being Australia, these particular birds were unlikely to be intimidated by a dude made of straw and some old clothes. They were emus. Flightless, 6 foot tall, eating machines that had decided to take over local farmlands. And there were 20,000 of them. The situation quickly escalated to the point where you could barely see the fields from scores of big birds lounging around. And since the problem was downright cartoonish, the farmers opted to solve it in an appropriately Wile E. Coyote way. They asked for military assistance. We're back. So,
emus.
20,000, I believe it said.
20,000
something along those lines. Yes.
What?
Like,
hold on, let me just process for a minute. So there was an entire army, an entire Australian army
of farmers, really.
Of farmers?
Yeah, farmers.
Okay. Well, still.
A farmer army.
If American farmers are any, get behind, then they should have been prepared.
True.
But they lost to a bunch of birds.
That's like a bear coming down on your property, living like here in Pennsylvania, for example, and you running out to take pictures of it instead of, like, I don't know, calling.
Honey, there's a bear in the woods. Yeah. Well, scare it away. Yeah. Nah, I want to Snapchat this.
Yeah. Selfie.
And then he gets,
eaten by a bear.
Attacked by Winnie the Pooh.
I feel like there would be not quite precautions, but something, considering this is a native animal and they are very fast and mean.
Australia's got some very nasty creatures.
Yes. Interesting, but ruthless.
What the giant spider, bird spider?
Yeah, something like. But yeah, they definitely have some very interesting animals. I would have to say, but so the emus attack farmland.
Yes.
And the only thing they have to say is, I mean, they wouldn't be scared off by scarecrows.
Well, it's because scarecrows bear with me here. It's about to get a little complicated.
Oh boy.
Are designed to, are you with me?
Okay.
Scare crows.
God.
Huh! Yeah, they won't work on giant, like almost human-sized birds.
Dude, I'm like sweating, man. This is tough. Yeah. I believe.
Can't comprehend this.
I believe if I recall, the article said like
Steel is heavier than feathers.
gravity. How? No. I do believe if I recall, the article said something along the lines of 6 foot tall emus, and there were 20,000
6 foot tall
something.
emus.
Yes, 6 foot. That's
So
like
emus that are taller or as tall as I am.
yes. That's
Dude, if you had to square up to a bird that could look you in the eyes,
or look over your head.
dude, it could just like play giraffe with you and just whack with his neck. Although I feel like
Dude, my neck is cracked.
you have the neck of an emu.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. But yes, this article wasn't too flamboyant, but it was quite interesting.
They got
seeing
attacked by emus,
that
Jim.
Australia.
I'm not entirely sure what your definition of flamboyant is anymore. Literally like the goofiest looking bird I've ever seen.
True. Once again, just for giggles, there you go.
Hopefully that one's wearing a helmet. If
Now.
not, then oof, son.
But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed your interesting history lesson on the Titanic, the Mars orbiter, and Australia losing to emus. And with that being said, guys, coming up in Fridays in Focus, not quite sure what we are doing yet. Hopefully something interesting, I'm sure. As always.
Spoilers, we're going to be doing stuff.